Did you know that getting into the energy of abundance is not about feeling rich or wealthy? It's actually a lot more simple than you think it is. Think of abundance like tending a garden. You don't need huge fancy plots to feel its richness. Just a small patch of soil, some sunlight, and consistent care. Abundance in your life is the same. It's not about flashy wealth, but about nurturing your inner world so you can naturally bloom. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how reality works so you can manifest the life you dream of. Whether it's a partner who truly gets you so you can build a relationship that feels like home, or having enough money to quit your stressful job, like an extra $5,000 a month to travel, create, or just breathe easier. Now, make sure to stay at the end of this video as I'm going to share you the exact formula you will need in order to stay in the energy of abundance. I'm also going to tell you how I manifested the life that I live, going from a job that I didn't like to doing what I love and getting paid for it, traveling the world in luxury and style, and meeting new people along the way. I'm going to cover what most spiritual teachers and people who teach manifestation don't really speak about because it's not actually widely known or explained properly. So by just watching this video, you're going to learn what most people don't even know. And if you apply what you learn in this video, your reality can shift faster than you believe. Like landing a new client worth $2,000 in just a matter of weeks, or feeling calm and confident during a tough conversation instead of spiraling. You'll wonder if you're dreaming because in a way, you're already shaping your reality. I've experienced this myself and so have many of my clients. Take Karina. She was reeling from a divorce, forced to move out of her home, feeling lost and broken. Through this work, she healed her trauma and found a deep sense of peace, like a weight lifted off her chest. She gained so much clarity about her inner world, seeing how it shaped her reality, like attracting new friends who truly saw her. This newfound confidence let her set firm boundaries, saying no without guilt. Her empathy increased, which really helped with her clients, and landed new contracts at work, increasing her revenue as her business exploded with growth. Or Katie, she felt powerless, unable to build an online presence to grow her business. She uncovered her inner blocks, like fear of judgment, that kept her stuck. By addressing them, she was able to take action without second guessing herself all the time. Now she creates content with confidence, sharing her story to thousands and thousands of people from around the world. This gave her what she needed so she could increase her business and attract new clients. Their journeys are like learning a new language, the language of the universe. At first, it feels foreign, but once you understand it, you can speak to reality in ways that open up new possibilities. Just like how mastering a language lets you connect with people and places you never could before. Look, I was where you are. I was stuck in my suffering, trying to find the answers, looking to find the relationship I was desperate for, and the freedom that wealth and abundance could give me. After the breakup of my last relationship, I started my journey of self-discovery and healing, which awakened me to learning about reality and manifestation. This was my first awakening. I was so desperate that I spent the first 3 years within, and I mean deep within. I went to all corners of my psyche, figuring out how it all works, what it all means, and I've been going deeper and deeper ever since. When my last relationship ended, I was thrown into the fire pit of my trauma and suffering. I felt like I couldn't breathe even though I wasn't underwater, gasping for what I needed at the time, which was love, peace, connection, relationships, vulnerability. At that moment, I lost everything. My relationship was gone, my house was gone, and I was forced to move in with my friends. I had no idea what to do. So I did what I always did. I got high, I ate terrible food, I doom scrolled on social media to distract myself. I actually tried to get back with my ex for 9 months. For 9 months. For 9 months, she strung me along because she could, because I allowed her to, because I was in so much pain that I abandoned myself to the degree where I lost all respect from everyone and myself. And then one day I hit my rock bottom. At the absolute rock bottom stage of where I was, I finally felt something. Something that I honestly didn't think I would ever feel. Enough is enough. I was done with being strung along by my ex. I was done with not having my own place. I needed to change my reality. And that's when I started learning about healing and manifestation. I started to heal myself and quickly found that I have a very good understanding of it. Whenever I would learn something new, it didn't feel like I was learning, but more like I was remembering. I found myself becoming so much more aware, which led to profound healing, which led to my entire reality shifting and changing in record time. It blew my mind. Back then, I was a software engineer scraping by, barely able to save money for a new place. But through deep healing and mindset work, I shifted my energy, starting each day with journaling along with visualizations the right way. One day, my manager called out of the blue and said, "Hey, everyone's getting a raise, including you." And mine was an extra £9,000 a year. Just like that, I could afford my own place. Proving my inner work changed my reality. It actually worked. I was like, what? Where did that come from? Like, what even happened? Now, because of that, I could finally get my own place. My reality shifted hard and fast. Just like that, I manifested a new house and more wealth. And I realized quickly that I did it by doing the internal work. It all started to make sense to me. All the advice that I was hearing from the spiritual teachers all started to fit together, and it was all starting to make sense. And the more I did, the more I understood how reality works and how we're manifesting our lives. Your mind is like a computer running old software. It's got so much more potential, but if it's clogged with outdated programs like limiting beliefs or unhealed pain, it glitches and slows down. Inner work is like updating that system and installing new code that lets you run smoothly and manifest what you truly want. Let me explain to you what I mean and how this works. You see, leading up to the moment where I got the call from my manager, I was presented with opportunities in my reality. And because I did the inner work and raised my self-awareness through integration, I was able to recognize when these opportunities came up, and it led me to being able to make different decisions in those moments. I was giving off a completely different energy from what I always did in similar experiences. I felt different because I was doing the inner work, which led me to the awareness I needed. It all started coming together for me. I started seeing how reality works, how I manifested that extra £9,000 by choosing calm over panic. That shift opened a reality where I had freedom, like taking weekends off to travel with my family, and other options like choosing my own projects. I even used the same understanding to manifest a relationship where I feel truly seen, where we spend mornings together and are able to have healthy conflicts with resolution. Now, I'm a coach getting paid to guide others, leaving software engineering behind for a life that I love. My job doesn't feel like a job. It feels right and fun, and I get paid for having fun. I realized why most of the manifestation videos I watched weren't working, because it was only a very small piece of the overall puzzle of how your reality works. And honestly, now I see that most of them are just misinformed. I'm going to show you exactly how the puzzle works, exactly how your current reality has manifested, and what you need to do so you can manifest the reality where you have the love and abundance that you want, just like I did. So let's get into it. Let's keep using the example we've already spoken about, which was how I manifested a quick extra £9,000 so I could get my own place. You are the conscious awareness of your being. You're not your mind, you're not your body, you're not your feelings, and you're not your thoughts. Your entire reality is a feedback to you, the conscious awareness that you are. Every moment, whether it's your job or your relationships, reflects your inner world. For example, if you're always stressed about money, you might keep getting bills or missed opportunities. That's reality showing you your inner beliefs. I'm keeping this very simple because diving into every detail will make this a very long video. But know this, your reality grows from your thoughts and your beliefs, and you can change it. A mirror of what you believe and what you know to be true. Using the example of before, an opportunity of my reality to change was presented to me. While staying at my friend's house, I was having a conversation with him in the garden. At that time, my internet service provider was charging me the full amount for the full year as I didn't have an address for that service. And because I was in contract, I had to pay the full amount. It was around £280, and at that time, I was really struggling for money. My friend advised me to fight for it and not pay them. Now, usually my go-to move in these scenarios would be to panic and frantically try to figure out what to do next. I would run around looking for external validation of any decisions I was making, and also listening to other people instead of myself. I would feel so small and powerless, like I was being attacked and there was nothing I could do about it. And I would feel so alone because everyone would tell me how to fix things, not just hear my pain and understand. So I wouldn't share what I was really going through. But this time, it was different. I didn't feel like I usually do. I felt calmer. I felt like I had the support of myself. I felt more confident in myself. I felt different because this time I'd been doing the inner work, the healing, the integration, and I mean deep integration. I realized that in that moment, instead of being lost in my pain, I was aware of what thoughts were coming up and how I was feeling. From doing the deep inner work, I was able to observe and look at things in a different way, which led me to a thought that I felt to the depths of my soul and body. Instead of losing myself, like I usually do, I thought to myself that if I try to fight this, I probably won't win. And it will be so much more stressful than I would ever want it to be. I was going through enough at that time. It's okay. I'll make more money. I always have done. I remember that in the past, I've had debts that I've figured out how to resolve eventually. And in 10 years' time, this debt won't even be a thought to me, just like 10 years ago, those debts were not a thought to me in that moment. I was calm. The energy I gave off was so different. And I kindly said to my friend, I'll figure this out. Thanks. I didn't even feel the need to explain myself to him, which at the time was crazy to me. I didn't need that external validation, but that was only the case because I started validating myself from within by doing the work. And honestly, the next day is when my manager called me to tell me about the pay rise. My reality manifested in a way showing scarcity, showing powerlessness, and my friend who is part of that reality even tried to get me to go down a path I usually went down. That was reality manifesting to allow me the opportunity to make a different decision. And because I've been doing the deep work, because I had so much more self-awareness, because I had the tools to stop and observe myself in that moment and understand that my reality is just manifesting to give me more awareness and also an opportunity to go down a different path, I was able to shift my entire reality in that moment. The reason that I was able to manifest the 9,000 pounds extra is because I didn't grip onto the scarcity of money being so hard to come by. I put myself in the mindset that I'm able to make more money. Money is more available to me. And that put me in a reality where money was so much more available to me. And because I had that different mindset, I was able to attract more money into my reality. Because I have the skills and understanding to read reality's language and go down the path it's pointing me to go down so that I can integrate parts of myself, which leads me to making new decisions, that enables me to steer my reality towards my truth, towards the love I know I deserve, towards my worth, towards living the life where I have fun and get paid for it. Your entire reality is feedback to you, the conscious driver. Your triggers happen because your reality manifests in a way to get your attention to parts of yourself so you can do the inner work, which will lead you to making different decisions in a completely different vibrational energy, which is what will shift you into the new realities you want to experience. Every single thing that you see in manifestation videos are tools to get you to change your mindset. But if you're not working towards resolution through integration, your mindset will not change. And if you have the moments of slight changes and you're not continuing to do the work, it will go back. You will never progress to the next level. This is why you're repeating things over and over again, because slight changes are only parts of it. The slight changes gave me an extra 9,000 pounds a year. It didn't give me millions or the freedom that I have today. And all of this is happening because you are many parts, many personalities. The experiences you've had in your life have caused you to fragment into many parts. Now, each part has its own thoughts, how it feels. They have their own desires, their own needs, their own wants, and especially their own beliefs. And these parts are you. You become one part and then another part and another part throughout the day, all day. Most of these parts are in what we call the shadow. The human shadow are the aspects of a person that they are unconscious of. That's why we do shadow work, to bring into the light of consciousness the unconscious aspects of yourself. Now you have hundreds, if not thousands of aspects, and every single one of them are playing a role in creating the reality you are experiencing. So by just doing things like affirmations to change your mindset will not work, because your reality is created by your beliefs and what you know to be true. And these parts carry beliefs that you're not even aware of. The shadow and the unconscious is 95% of all the thoughts you have, which is what's actually creating your reality. And if you're consciously trying to use affirmations on their own, which is the 5%, your 5% is not going to override the 95% of your shadow. So what you need to do is the inner work, which will give resolution to these parts, which change or resolve the beliefs that they hold, which will stop giving the energy they do that create the reality you're currently experiencing. The lack of love, the lack of abundance and wealth, the lack of connection and healthy relationships. Because I did the work, my energy was completely different, and I had the awareness to understand that as well as understand myself. And when that opportunity manifested in my reality, I made a different choice in a different energy, which is what took me into the realities I wanted. This is how I changed my mindset to change my reality, and how I teach everyone to change their mindset so they can change their reality as well. So you might be wondering what it is that I teach you. I teach you how to understand the language of the universe, how you can read reality's communications so you can go down the path you need to and do what is required to do so you can arrive in the desired realities you want to. This isn't just learning how to manifest a car or a house or a job or a specific person. This is how to manifest everything you want and align with your true purpose. This is learning how to play the game of life. By understanding the communications of reality at all times, you're going to have such a huge advantage, and your manifestations are going to come in so much faster because you're going to be doing what you need to do, which is what is being asked of you by the universe so you can get to your end goal, to the relationship you've always wanted, to the abundance that will give you the freedom you've always dreamed of, to a life of fun and happiness, not worrying about the next payment coming up all the time. The goal is learning how to live in reality the way reality works, how to live in the game of life. You're learning what the rules are because it's always speaking to you constantly, all the time. Even now, this video and I are your reality giving you this message. By learning the language of the universe, you'll be aligned with your true path and everything you want will come in. It's happened to me and many others I have worked with. I know what you're thinking. How can I get results like these? Like the people you've seen in this video? Well, the first option is you take the information that I've given you today and just really try and figure it out for yourself. It's definitely a viable option, and if you think that that's best suited for you, please go ahead. However, know that you'll most likely lose some valuable months or even years trying to figure out everything on your own. And long term, it's probably going to take longer if you end up going down a path of learning coping techniques that stop your growth and repeating the same manifestations over and over again, which is pretty much what the mainstream spiritual communities are still pushing to this day. Your chance of quitting increases because you don't really see transformation, changes, or results in your 3D reality. Picture trying to find your way in a new city without directions. You'd stumble, get frustrated, and maybe even give up. But with a GPS, you've got a clear path, avoiding detours and dead ends. That's what a proven program can be for your journey. A guide that helps you read the universe's signs and get you to your dreams faster without having to figure it all out alone. And that's pretty much why I created the Mindset Mastery program, a program where I take you by the hand and explain these very complicated concepts in a very understandable way. With weekly support, I'll guide you step by step to go from feeling crushed by your triggers and stuck in self-doubt, where you question if you'll ever have enough, to confidently reading the universe's signs like a map so you can manifest results. This is an 8-week program that makes you feel big shifts in just the first week.
And in just my first week, I felt as if I attained years worth of understanding.
Picture signing a $3,000 client for your passion project, enjoying coffee dates with someone who lights up your world, or waking up knowing your work feels like play. This is how you attract the life that you deserve, so life can be more enjoyable than it ever has been, with more confidence so you can achieve your dreams in record time, no matter how big they are, just like myself and others I teach are doing. Now that's your second option, choosing to join others on a path with the best success story. The people's stories that you've seen in this video have achieved what they have through these teachings. We take complete beginners with no previous experience in inner work or manifestation and transform them within 8 weeks in the Mindset Mastery program, along with high-level support and community all the way through. You'll learn what your thoughts are, what your beliefs are, how they're formed, and how they create the reality you're experiencing. You're going to learn what quantum jumping is and how to actually do it. You're going to understand what time is and how to use it to manifest the life you want. You're going to have the exact framework you need so you can integrate and resolve your past trauma, which is what has created the reality you're experiencing now. I'm going to teach you how to understand reality's language so you can start talking to the universe and be guided to your true purpose. A bit of well-placed advice can get you unstuck and give you confidence by having a proven process to follow. And because you're taking this step to transform your journey with me, I'm including my premium meditation, Becoming the New You, as a special bonus for every Mindset Mastery member. This is my way of saying thank you for your trust. And look, I've been at the place of banging my head against the wall many times over and over again. I know what it's like. It sucks. The great thing is, this actually works. This isn't about vague promises. It's about giving you the exact tools, skills, and mindset to tap into the universe's energy and create abundance with confidence. Now, I did say to you that I'm going to tell you the exact formula you need to be able to tap into the energy of abundance. Abundance is more about you being you, your true self, living a life that aligns with your purpose, your passion, your soul. Now, I know what you're thinking. All I need to do is become myself. And yes, that is true. But the path of becoming yourself is not just done by trying to be yourself, trying to change your behaviors, adding new beliefs, adding new behaviors. The path of being yourself is actually more about learning how you're keeping yourself away from being your true self. And that's what we teach at the Mindset Mastery. We give you the skills and tools you need so that you can identify all of the ways that you're keeping yourself from aligning with your truth, who you are, recognizing your power, and resolving the parts of yourself that are keeping you from being who you truly are. By doing this, you're going to be tapping more and more into abundance. And the more you do, the more you will remain in that energy. Now, there are only two types of people that watch content like this, and you fall into one of these types. There are the people looking for information, and there are the people looking for transformation. One of the biggest traps most people find themselves is remaining in the information side, which never allows them to pull the trigger for real change in their lives. The question you need to ask yourself is, which one are you? How committed are you to making these changes in your life? Because the universe demands that commitment for the changes to come in. You're here because of your why, which is unique to you. This actually works. So don't worry. We've got the how covered for you. The rest is up to you. Now, we do have enrollment cycles, and if you're lucky enough where an enrollment cycle is open in the moment you are watching this video, and if you're truly committed to transforming your reality, let's make that change together. Just click that link below to see how Mindset Mastery can transform your reality in just 8 weeks.